Hello, race fans. I'm Wylie Wade, and this is Wylie's Race Report. Hello, race fans. I'm Wylie Wade, and this is Wylie's Race Report for the West Coast Nationals Billboards Memorial races that took place on October 1st and 2nd, 2021 at Antioch Speedway, where action is the attraction. Before I get into the results of this past weekend, let me tell you what's coming up this upcoming Saturday, October 9th. It is the Antioch Speedway Hall of Fame night with the Dinosaurs, Larry DeMintz and Jet Thompson Memorial races. We'll have the wingless sprint cars there. They're going to do a double main event as we have to make up the main event that was missed on September 25th. Also, the Hobby Stocks, the Super Stocks, and the Hard Tops, along with the Winged Valley Sportsman, all in action on Saturday night, October 9th. You don't want to miss it. If you can't be there, as I always ask, why not? What unfathomable reason could you come up with in not being at the racetrack on a Saturday night? Okay, fine. If you can't be there, make sure you're watching on Antioch Speedway TV. Slide on over to AntiochSpeedway.tv and subscribe for all of Saturday night's racing action and the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. So this past weekend, October 1st and 2nd, we'll start off with Friday night the 1st. The IMCA stock cars hit the racetrack first, where Nicholas Johnson out of Bakersfield, California, in the one end, took home the win. Rick Diaz doing double duty, both in the modified and the stock car, took home second. Travis Dutra was third. Fast Freddie Ryland was fourth. And Jason Robles rounded out the top five. Here's what Nicholas Johnson had to say in Victory Lane.
Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for Nicholas Johnson. Well, the first half of the race, Nicholas, you had to work your way around or work with against Rick Diaz. You were finally able to get around. How'd you do that?
I kind of got into him a little bit. I apologize, but with one group racing, if I shot him the top and he ran it, he was going to leave me. So I was going to throw a slider, and he kind of came down more than I expected. So sorry to him and all his guys. But trying to get past them and Dad, I didn't think that I was going to be able to do it. Watching Dad drive his line, he was driving it really tight, so I just tried to pick my battles where I could and got it done.
How fun is it racing against your dad? Do you like that or you not like that?
I love racing against my family, my brothers, my uncles. We don't go out there to block for each other. We go out there to beat each other because we want the trophy in our house, not their room. So if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to do it. Mom and Dad, all my uncles, Dylan, Stevie, Tyler, Ants, Casey, Kirsten, Tina, Wonkum Race Engines. This thing runs. They're the best guys, best people. If you're talking about getting a stock car motor and you don't have them in the picture, you're not trying to win. Gil's transmission, all lit up, RPM. All my family at home, I can't say thank you enough.
Well, congratulations. You win night number one of the West Coast Nationals Billboards Memorial. Got a nice $1,000 check down there as well. So congratulations and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Nicholas Johnson taking on the win tonight here for the IMCA stock car.
On our IMCA Sport Modifieds on Friday night, KC Keller in the 38 car out of Tracy, California, took home the win. Fast Freddie Ryland, he also was doing double duty in the stock car and in the Sport Modified, finished second. Trevor Klymans finished third in the 2C. Todd Gomez fourth, and Anthony Slaney making his Sport Modified debut at Antioch Speedway this past weekend in the 22X, rounded out the top five. Here is what our winner, KC Keller, had to say in Victory Lane.
Casey, congrats, night number one winner, fantastic job. You had to get through some of the carnage, but you were able to pick up the main event win here tonight.
Yeah, man, that was tough getting through lap traffic. We're hoping for a top groove to have kind of a two groove track. It kind of went more to the bottom. I'm really good at tucking this car into the bottom, so it played good in our favor. But I knew Trevor, Todd, both those guys were back there just knocking at that door.
Yeah, behind you, you had a 4-car battle going on, but you were able to pull away from the rest of the field once the green flags kept rolling and rolling through. Like you said, your car was really good on the bottom side of the racetrack.
Yeah, those green flag runs, that's what I was hoping for, because, I felt like we were really good on the bottom and we had a lot of drive coming out. Getting those green flag rolling, that's what I was hoping for.
Obviously, the question that I asked, the track kind of went dry. Do you think there's any changes that you can make this car a little bit better for night number 2 tomorrow?
You know what, we've been playing with a lot of new stuff on this car. We'll probably do maybe a couple different things to get maybe something working on the high side, because I think it would be nice to have something that worked on the high and the low here.
All right, give a shout out to your sponsors and everybody who helps you get up and down the road.
I can't thank my family enough. My wife and boy at home, my parents back here in the pits. My little niece came with me this time, so this is cool. Kier Wright always helped me out year in, year out. Subdynamic Locating, DeSilva Underground, Offloaded.com. All these guys help me out here.
Well, there you have it, the $1,000 check. Bill Bowers, West Coast National winner, the driver out of Tracy, California. Give it up for KC Gallagher.
In our IMCA modified main event, Bobby Hogue made it 3 for 3 in the last 8 days as he won both races down at the Pettit Shootout, and he took home Friday night's main event at Antioch Speedway in the West Coast Nationals Bill Bauer Memorial Race. He was followed by Paul Stone in the 66P. Kellen Chadwick finished third. Fourth was Tricky Troy Folger, and fifth was Rick Diaz. Here's what they had to say in Victory Lane.
Get the belts off. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for Bobby Hogue. Bobby? Well, you didn't start up front, but it didn't take you long to get there.
You can't mess around with Kellen Chadwick, Paul Stone, Troy Folger. I mean, we got a bunch of good racers out here. This thing right here has been phenomenal. That's 3 for 3 since we got back home. Can't thank Andy Eckrich at Precision Performance enough. Penske Shocks, Icon Pistons, Joe Glade, JGE Motorsports, Mid-State Fleet Repair, and of course my car owners Paul and Betty Guglielmoni, Vaca Valley Excavating and Racing. Got some team cars here tonight. Very proud to be putting this thing up front for them.
Now, like you said, third win in a row for this car. You won both races last weekend, and you're not just winning, I mean, you're pulling away. You're so much faster than anyone else.
You know, it's just an awesome opportunity to get in a piece like this, and I don't want to waste one lap of it.
Now, your car stuck a lot better than others. Others were having a problem. That's one of the ways you got around Paul Stone, was down there in 3 and 4. Once at the center of the turn off, everyone was washing up. How was your car staying down there?
You know, as long as I kept one of those tires and that little bit of brown stuff, this thing would go forward like I can't believe. Started getting a little tight getting in on the top down here. It was getting slick, and I was trying not to over-rotate and messed up a few times, but just tried to buckle down. And you know, these races, when you got a track that's a little technical, it's a lot about the least amount of mistakes made. We're all going to make them, and you know, I got to say hats off to Kellen. I mean, I drove up next to him 2 or 3 times before I completed the pass in 1 and 2. I mean, he could have just took the line away at any time off of 4, but that's a true gentleman racer, and have always had good runs with Kellen. And you know, gotta you know, hats off. I love memorial races. The Bowers family, proud to be here and win it for you guys, and I'm sure he's looking down on all of us.
Well, congratulations. Who do you want to say thanks as far as your sponsors go for taking home the win?
Again, Paul and Betty Guglielmoni, Vaca Valley Excavating, Andy Eckrich, Precision Performance, building this Rage chassis, building an awesome car. I can't thank all of them enough.
All right, congratulations winning the West Coast Nationals Bill Bauer Memorial Race night number 1, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
As we're going to climb over here, as Paul Stone getting ready to get out of the car, and Joe Peterson has Paul Stone getting ready for
our second place finisher as he gets set to climb out of the race car.
I was actually getting out to go congratulate Bobby. I thought I should do something like that.
Trying to make his way to go congratulate the winner. We just talked about Paul. How was the racetrack for you?
It was good. We had it was challenging. It was challenging. It was definitely you had to find that smooth lane and that place you can grab some grip. If you missed the grip, there was nothing to grab. So. And Bobby's always fast, man, to try to chase him down. And we had Kellen and the kid, Troy, and them. They were all over us, all in there. So there was some good fun racing. We had good.
Yeah, we've seen through the laps, Troy throwing everything he could at you, throwing sliders left and right. You were able to still get by him and try to stick to the bottom of the racetrack.
Yeah, just trying to slow it down a little bit, stay smooth, and just find that grip that's on the track. You know, whenever you go sliding across it, it's tough to find that grip.
Is there any changes that you think you need to make to adjust to the racetrack for tomorrow night?
Just keep freeing it up. I think I just got to make sure I stay free. There towards the end, I started getting a little too tight, and I couldn't catch my marks that I was wanting to hit. And I think we just got a little too tight again at the end. Something we've been battling with this car. Comes out the gate good, and then last few laps at the end, I don't know if it's me wearing out or the car's just getting tight. It might be a little bit of both, but we're going to try to figure out how to keep it freed up at the end of the night.
That's another question I wanted to lead into. I've been watching, you've been racing for a long time. What does it mean to still be competitive with these young guys coming up through the ranks in this modified class?
Congratulations, Bob.
Thanks, Paul.
All right. No, I keep, the wife and I keep saying, hey, this is it last year. We need to hang this thing up, but then we'll come out and win a race. I'm like, oh man, we better go try it again. So as long as we're winning races, we'll be here playing, right?
Give a quick shout out to your sponsors and who helps you get up and down the road.
My wife, most of all, putting up for everything that I do out here, playing around, doing something, just having fun. My pit crew, if it wasn't for those guys, Will Davis, and I got Jimmy Pickcock back here helping me again, and Alan Smith and Eric at home, them guys help us out. I truly believe I've been doing this for about 28 years. Races are won in the pits at home, and you're only as good as the car that you can finish with. So I appreciate those guys for helping me out. And then as far as my sponsors, that'd be me, myself, and I.
On a Saturday night, October 2nd, with the IMCA stock car sitting at track, Nicholas Johnson doubling up for the weekend in that one end, taking home night number 2 of the West Coast Nationals, Bill Bauer Memorial Races. Rick Diaz once again finished second. Third was Fast Freddie Ryland. Jim Pettit making his return to full-bodied dirt car racing action in about a little over 20 years. Finished fourth, and fifth was Chad Johnson in the 111. Here's what Nicholas had to say in Victory Lane.
All right, we're here. Back-to-back winner here. The Bill Bauer Memorial West Coast Nationals, man. You're taking home $2,000 back to Bakersfield.
Yeah, it's great. I can't thank Dylan enough at home. I've been calling him all weekend, asking him what to change. So if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have done as good as I was. Mom and Dad, all lit up RPM, all the fans that were here tonight, my cousin Brittany, everybody that helps me in the pits, my brother. I mean, everybody that helps us. I can't say thank you enough.
Kind of with this dry slick type racetrack, this is stuff that you guys are pretty much used to racing on down in Bakersfield and Merced. So you kind of felt like a little bit like you had an advantage. Obviously, you had a really good battle both nights actually with the 74 machine of Rick Diaz.
Yeah, this kind of track kind of suits my driving style. I like where it takes what you have in the car out of it. Of course, the car's a little bit of it, but a lot of it's the driver and how you drive the track. So I think these kind of tracks bring out the drivers and everybody. And with running them at Bakersfield and stuff, it makes it, like we're practicing for slick tracks everywhere.
Give a quick shout out to your sponsors and who helps you get up and down the road.
My parents, they make it possible. All Lit Up RPM, my uncles, Stevie, Dylan, Tyler, Tina, Casey, and Kirsten, all my aunts. I can't thank them enough. All my family that's at home. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be out here.
And once again, there you have it, a third annual West Coast Nationals Bill Bauer Memorial winner. Back-to-back here in the IMCA stock car is Nicholas Johnson.
Fast Freddie Ryland, 7J, took home the win in the IMCA Sport Modified Saturday night main event. He was followed by Kid Smooth in the 15P. Andrew Pierce. Casey Keller finished third after winning on Friday night. Trevor Klimas was fourth, and Anthony Slaney once again rounding out the top 5 in the 22X. Here's what Fast Freddie had to say in Victory Lane.
Not a bad way to finish off the weekend for you with a pair of heat race wins and the main event win.
Yeah, did I get both heats?
I'm sorry, one heat race.
Yep, got second in the first one. Had a little wreck in the beginning. I don't even know how I finished second in that. The bumpers were under dragging the ground. I was going to pull off, but I just kept going around, and I got a few more guys and ended up second in that one, which put me in that draw for 6 and drew the second, so that was good.
You got out front and just kind of held your own out there. You didn't have much of a challenge here during the main event.
Now the car was really good. You got clean air. You have the whole track to work with, and no one really showed me a nose, so I just stayed in the same lines that I was running the whole night, and just kind of moved around a little bit, but not much, and ended up working out.
Double duty this weekend, running the stock car as well, and as we've talked about earlier, that was the other heat race win I was thinking about, was your stock car win. They drive differently, and so how is it, now that you've gone all weekend long, jumping between the two because they drive so different?
It is a little more difficult now, especially the more the track gets slicked off, definitely different in the way they drive. When they're hooked up, they're pretty similar. They both kind of wheelie up and lay over and get grip and traction, but boy, when they're slick like this, you don't dare drive that stock car in too fast. It's, you're just going to go around. Sport mod you can catch it, the modified you can catch it a little easier, but that stock car, man, it's hard to keep it under you.
Yeah, keep running it the rest of this year?
Yeah, I think so this year, and we'll see what happens next year. It's not my car. I want to thank Wayne Trimble for giving me the opportunity. We put the car, we built it from scratch, but it's his car, so we'll keep running it, see how that goes.
All right, who do you want to say thanks for helping get out and down the road and do this every week?
My wife, first and foremost, Patty Ryland. I just definitely want to thank Clayton and Brian and Dave Lincoln, who's here tonight. They did so much work on the car that we wrecked again in the heat race tonight, last night, and it was a lot of work. I mean, they're sweating, and now it's time to go and get a shower. But a few sponsors: PFC Brakes, Friesian Chevrolet, All Spec Sheet Metal. That's about it.
All right, Fast Freddie Riley, congratulations winning the main event for the West Coast Nationals Bill Bauer Memorial for the IMCA Sport Modifieds.
Thank you. See you next time.
And then Saturday night's main event for the IMCA Modifieds, Ryan McDaniel did something that no one's been able to do for the last couple of weeks. Beat Bobby Hogue. Ryan McDaniel took home the win after not being there on Friday. Paul Stone got another second place finish. Daryl Hughes finished in the third spot. Tricky Troy Folger fourth. And Bobby Hogue rounded out to top 5. Here is what they had to say after the races on Saturday night.
As he gets that time on race car race, man, give it up for Ryan McDaniel!
Gotta get up here. Thank you.
Hey, where's the blow?
It's over there. I don't need it now.
Ryan,
I don't know.
had you come in front of the race car, you just won
Man, I was fucking just slide.
here the
Slide for life.
third annual Bill Bauer Memorial Race. You come here, night number 2. You watched a little bit last night. You were able to dethrone Bobby Hogue here tonight.
Yeah, starting position was key. I knew where the racetrack was going to be, or at least I thought it was going to be. I had to get the jump in the corner, and I had to get going, and we just run the middle. That's all I knew.
You, brother.
I just had to run the middle, and if they were going to go by me, they were going to either go way around me or on the bottom. But the bottom was just too dirty a little bit, and I almost lost one of the starts to Folger. He was under there, and I thought, man, I can't do that anymore. I got to start on drive off the exit on the bottom and then move up, because you're just allowing him to drive up next to you, and you can't. A couple times I thought he was going to slide me there, and I knew that if you stick it in there, if you crash, then that's how it goes.
Yeah, talk about a little bit on those restarts. Obviously, it seemed like you had a second gear in there, as you've seen Paul Stone was able to show you the nose a little bit, as you talked about Daryl Hughes a little bit, as well as Troy was able to show you the nose, but then when those yellow flags came out, it seems like you were able to check into that second gear and be able to capitalize and pull away a little bit from those racers.
Thank you. Yeah, the starts killed me. I couldn't get off the corner. I'm a momentum guy. I don't like stop and go stuff, and once I got going there, and you just kind of trail brake and roll the throttle, I don't think I ever got half throttle the whole time, and so you just get in a rhythm, and that's having cautions like that over and over kills it for me. There for a while it seemed like you had the same guys spinning in the same corners, and it's like, man, how many times are they going to let them spin out? You know what I mean? It gets a little bit frustrating, but I just knew hit my mark. So we had put new tires on for the feature, and they made it 49. I'm thinking, oh man, these tires ain't gonna make 49. So lucky enough, they lasted 49.
Well, real quick, let's give a shout out to your sponsors who helps you get up and down the road. Obviously, I talked to you a little bit earlier. You said you really kind of didn't do too much racing this year. Obviously, we know you were back in Iowa and Boone, but before that, you said the last race you did was out in July, out in Susanville. So just give a quick shout out to your sponsors and who helps you get up and down the road.
My dad worked on the car all week. Worked on it all week long. I had baseball, I had stuff going on. Just we tried some stuff, and it seemed to be. Thank you. It seemed to be pretty good. We just after the heat races there, we were just not very good, and so we changed some stuff, and we just hoped. And I got to thank McDaniel Motorsports. Domco Plumbing is a big sponsor for me. Without him, we wouldn't be able to do some of the stuff that we get to do. Matt Farnham, Farnham Farms, Bob Harris Enterprises, 1-2 Wraps, Jay's Mobile Welding, my family, my mom, my son, they all came. Jason, Tom came. These guys work hard. I work them hard. You know what I mean? I know that we can come and win. It just sometimes it doesn't fall that way. Joe Car Racing, Max Auto Body, J Van Sports, Weir's Machine. There's so many people that it just you got to thank them, because sometimes you don't know when these are going to be.
Well, first off, I want to say congratulations. 3rd annual Bill Bauer's West Coast National winner. Race fans, once again, give it up for the 10RM machine of Ryan McDaniel.
I'm going to slide over here, Paul Stone. Paul, come on over real quick if I can get you. In front of your 66 car. Man, you had the battle for second all night long with Tricky Troy and a couple others. Daryl Hughes was up there.
Daryl got up there with us, and Tricky Troy, yeah. I mean, second place was a happening spot, man. It was fun back there, so we had a good time.
Yeah, the Ryan McDaniel will be able to get out front and get a second and a half or so lead and just kind of hang out there while you guys battle. Were you hoping any of that, the restarts would help you get up there and get around him? Or could you see anything that he was doing that might help you?
I don't know. Every once in a while, some of the restarts about 3 or 4 laps in on it, I noticed he'd get a little bit tight on that. Then that was about the only shot I'd have at him then, and then he'd get it all cleaned out and he was gone again.
A good run for you here this weekend.
Yeah, I'm happy. We're taking her home. She's not completely tore up. I think I got 2 seconds, didn't I?
Yeah.
Second last night too. So, yeah, we took a little break off the last 3 years and got us a new car, and we're going to come out strong this year and see if we can't knock some of the rust off this old guy and pull down some wins out of it.
What do you want to say? Thanks for helping to get out here.
Number one's my wife for putting up with me out here playing with these toys, and then my crew. I got Will Davis and Jimmy Pitcock, Alan at home, and if it wasn't for those guys putting this thing together every week for me, I'm a true believer. Again, I've always said this: races are won in the pits at home. We're not can't win a race, can't finish a race, right?
That's right. Paul Stone, driver of the 66B. Congratulations, second place.
I don't think you love it.
Joe, want to bring him out?
We get a one really quick with our third place driver, Daryl. Once again, good to have you back. I said just a little bit off. You had a run on the 10RM, and then you kind of fell back, and then you would gain it again and kind of lose it.
Yeah, I just I wasn't getting good starts, and I think I could run his pace once we took off, but he was better on the start, and that pretty much dictated what happened to me. Congrats to him. He ran a good race. I'm not taking nothing away from him, but he was better on the starts than us, and we just couldn't get back by him. And then Paul got by, and Paul and I were about equal, so it was just a really tough race. But I mean, you see what happens when a lot of top drivers show up here. The track's good, put on a good race, and I hope everybody not up there anymore enjoyed it.
Yeah, talk to us about that. 49 laps was kind of broken down to you guys here, and you guys were last out, obviously. Looks like the track kind of latched up a little bit on the top. You, earlier in your heat race, said you thought the track was going to be on the bottom. How did you have to adjust to that?
Well, I was trying to keep it free. I watched the sport mod race a little bit, and I thought it was starting to look clean, and I thought, man, if it cleans up too much, it's probably gonna latch up, and it did. And I don't really know if it latched up. I don't know if it just got cleaner. I haven't looked at my tires yet, but it was definitely it wasn't real marbly, and it wasn't obviously wasn't a typical cushion track. So, but it was good. We had fun.
After seeing this type of racetrack, and I asked, obviously, could we see you coming back here at the Antioch Speedway?
Well, unless they're having a race in the next month, probably not going to happen. I sold my house 3 weeks ago, and I'll be moving to Texas in November.
2 weeks. In 2 weeks,
2
we're
weeks?
back.
Well, we might come back in 2 weeks if we're not too busy moving.
All right, really quick, let's give a shout out to your sponsors and who helps you get up and down the road.
I got to thank my dad first. My dad helps me day in and day out in the shop. Even when I can't be there, he's there. And Travis Hoppus, Chris Stevenson, Bobby Hogue. I'm gonna have to look at the car. I can't. So those are mainly the guys that keep us going. Bobby does some shocks for me. Chris obviously works at Victory Circle and does some shocks for me. And Travis Hoppus, I can't say enough about that guy. If it wasn't for Travis Hoppus, we wouldn't be doing the racing we're doing.
All righty, well there you have it. Third place finisher Daryl Hughes.
Thank you.
Tricky Troy, come on out. Hey, Troy Folger, come here. Tricky Troy Folger, driver of the 49, and I'm going to say you're the only guy that got next to Ryan McDaniel, except on the initial start on that second to last restart. You got down there and had a good battle, but man, he was just not able to get touch, and you were battling all night long with these two cars next to you with Paul Stone and Daryl Hughes.
Yeah, definitely. He was good. I just knew I had to try something to make anything. So for the first lap or two, I could roll the bottom pretty decent. and get ahead of steam. But once the top got rolling, it took a second to get some momentum. But once I got the momentum, you got to get back up there. So kind of hurt myself by going down there and not just trying to slide them guys. But hey, hats off to everybody. Thank you all the fans for coming out and supporting this deal. Like I said, we're gonna try to make it bigger and better for next year, and just appreciate all the support we got from everybody that donated to us, and you know, my crew, my wife, everybody. They put in a ton of work. So thank you, everybody.
Earlier in the race, 49 laps, the track went through some changes, of course. Earlier in the race, your car seemed to just be hooked up really well on the very bottom, especially in 3 and 4. And then towards the end, the last 10 or so laps, it looked like your car just wouldn't work quite as well. You lost a couple spots down there.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, once the top got rolling, it was tough. I mean, if we didn't have the yellows, you know, who knows what happened, because it started getting really tight there in lap traffic. But let's see what we can do next year.
Wow, congratulations, and good job on hard work in the car and putting all this together this weekend, helping put it all together.
Yeah, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tricky Troy Folger, driver of the 49, finishing 4th tonight. As Joey got Bobby Hill coming over to you, right? Grab Bobby if you want him. Hey, Bobby.
Bobby, our 5th place finisher. And tonight, you just said you're just a little bit off tonight. We obviously seen you. Like I said, you were saving a little bit of equipment at the beginning, it told, but just a little bit of a tick off here tonight.
Yeah, no, we weren't saving anything. I was giving it all I had from the green. Yeah, we just weren't good enough tonight. Ryan had a good starting spot and rolled around there up in the top, and come home with the win. I was 5th place car. I mean, I bounced from 4th to 7th and everywhere in between those 2 spots, but no, we just didn't do a good enough job tonight. So we'll regroup and probably head to Bakersfield.
And really quick, who do you want to thank, your sponsors who helps you get up and down the road?
Oh, definitely, you know, Paul and Betty Guglielmoni. They own that car, Back of Alley Excavating, their company. Andy Eckridge, Precision Performance, put that thing together, and it's been awesome ever since. Icon Pistons, Penske Shocks, Ibach Springs, you know, everybody, my mom and dad, Joe Glade.
Alrighty, well there you have it. Our 5th place finisher in the 2H machine, Bobby Ho.
Congratulations to all our winners at the West Coast Nationals, Bill Bauer Memorial Races. It was a great time, a lot of great racing action, and fun had by all. Congratulations again to the winners. Coming up this weekend, don't forget, we have the Antioch Speedway Hall of Fame night. It is also the Donna Soares, Larry DeBentz Memorial Races and the Chet Thompson Memorial Races, with the wingless sprint cars doing double mains on Saturday night, the hobby stocks, the super stocks, and of course the hard tops along with the Valley Sportsman. Going to be a great time on Saturday, October 9th at Antioch Speedway. If you can't be there, make sure you're watching on Antioch Speedway TV. Taking a deeper look at the rest of our schedule for the month of October at Antioch Speedway, as there have been a number of changes over the past few days. First of all, on Wednesday night the 13th, the practice session has been canceled. On the 16th, everything is the same. It's the only weekend that there are no changes. It will be the IMCA Modified, Sport Modifieds, and the stock cars. The following weekend, the 22nd and 23rd, it is Dwarf Car Mania number 2. 3 changes that weekend, 3 additions. On Friday night, the limited late models, crate late models have been added. On Saturday night, the hobby stocks have been added, along with the WMR Midgets. That is their makeup main event from September 25th. Then on the last weekend of the month, I've been teasing this for a while now. I can now officially tell you, it is now a 2-day show. It is the Cocoa Farms Pacific Coast Nationals for the hobby stocks, where the hobby stocks on Saturday night are running for $5,000 to win, $200 just to start the race. It is going to be a blast. You don't want to miss it. Also, we're adding a couple of divisions on that weekend. On Friday night, the IMCA stock cars are going to roll in town and race with them on Friday the 29th. Also on Saturday the 30th, they'll be there. And then also on the 30th, the limited late models, crate late models will be in the house for the last night of the Cocoa Farms Pacific Coast National Hobby Stock Weekend. That's a look at the rest of the schedule for the month of October. And of course, don't forget, we still have Turkey Nights 1 and 2, Friday and Saturday after Thanksgiving. And we'll talk more about that coming up in the weeks ahead. And before we sign off the air for today, one more interview for you. Bobby Gallaher, a young man who, down at the Pettit Shootout, running a hobby stock, had a violent flip down the back straightaway. He is okay. Had a chance to catch up with him on Saturday. Here's that interview.
So Bobby's not driving this weekend. His dad is Rob Gallaher, and we're live on Facebook, Bobby. I wanted to talk to him because last week down at the Pettit, he was running in the hobby stock race on Saturday, and you had yourself one heck of a tumble down the back straightaway into turn 3.
Yeah, it hurt, and my ankle was a little sprained, but I'm all right.
So what happened? What caused you to have that incident happen back there?
I think I passed 3 guys. I didn't clear the 3rd guy, and I think he was coming into me, and then it spun me, and my left rear went flat, and I went over from there.
And you hung on for the ride at that point.
Yep.
All right, so, but the good news is you're coming out here next week.
Yes, I will be in my dad's hobby stock.
Gonna come out in the hobby stock. Yours is totaled or just got a lot of work to do?
Totaled.
Totaled. All right.
Yeah, D&H Towing, what he does is he tows illegally parked cars, and well, he had this metric frame, and he's my first sponsor. He gave me the car. I'm gonna turn it into a race car.
Oh, very good. Good deal.
Yeah.
All right, Bobby Gallaher, have fun tonight.
Thanks.
Your dad's or your grandpa's running, and Jim Pettit's running your dad's car.
Yes.
Why is Jim running your dad's car?
Well, before he became an asphalt Hall of Famer and dirt, but he used to race something they called late models back in the day. And well, they're the same thing, and well, he missed it, and well, my dad wasn't racing because we just had a baby yesterday, and well, he wanted to race again, so we had a car, and well, he's gonna race it.
So you got yourself a little brother or a little sister?
Little sister.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
Have you seen her yet?
No.
You've been up here?
Yep.
You'll see her tomorrow.
I will.
All right. Well, thanks, Bobby.
You're welcome.
Bobby Gallaher. Going to be back here next weekend for the Hobby Stocks on Hall of Fame night, so looking forward to that. Young Bobby Gallaher, son of Robbie Gallaher, driver of the ex-IMCA stock car at Antioch Speedway. Glad to see he was okay, and glad to hear he is going to be with us this weekend driving his dad's hobby stock at Antioch Speedway for this weekend's racing action. That's going to do it for this episode of Wylie's Race Report. Until next week, I just want to say, don't forget to tune in to Antioch Speedway TV on Saturday for all of the exciting racing action, Hall of Fame night. If you can't be there, and if you're there, you can do both. That would be great. And keep an eye out on AntiochSpeedway.com, Antioch Speedway by Promotions on Facebook, Antioch Speedway TV on Facebook, and of course, always here on Wylie's Race Report on Facebook and YouTube. Until Saturday when we go live, I'm Wylie Wade. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Wylie's Race Report. Goodbye, everybody. Hello, race fans. I'm Wylie Wade, and this is Wylie's Race Report. Wylie's Race Report for action on October. I can talk. Before we get into the results of the West Coast Nationals. Yeah, that's the word. Hello, race fans. This is Wylie. On to the racing action this past weekend on October 1st. We'll cover Friday. 3. Cut 175,253. Dumbass. 3, 2.